Hello there, this is Peter from the company WebBaker. Today we're going to go through a video overview of how to maintain a WordPress website. If you decide to maintain your own website and not have a professional maintenance services done by us or anybody else, it's important to make sure that you maintain your website so that it doesn't go bad on you. So website maintenance involves several items here that is important to upkeep. We're not going to go through every single item here. Some of them are more important than others. So we're just going to target the most important items. If you follow the process that I've outlined here, I cannot guarantee that your website will survive, or I cannot even guarantee you that you will not lose your website even if you do the first step of maintenance. There's always things that can go wrong, and there are tools that we use to make sure that if they do go wrong, we have a backup and a method to get your website back up and running. But this is a DIY tutorial, so DIYs are known for having problems. Just giving you that warning before we start. Okay, so let's get into this DIY for website maintenance. I'm going to copy this list and we're going to add it to a Word document, and we're going to go through this list together, and we're actually going to maintain my own website, WebBaker. I haven't done too much maintenance so we could record this video. So I skipped the login page and now we're in the dashboard section of the website. The first thing is we're actually going to do a backup of the website, because if you click plugin updates, if something is out of sync, you can lose your website for good. So make sure you don't just click on updates. You need to back up first. There's two ways of backing up the website. There is the simple way and complicated way. We're going to do a simple way right now, but the complex way, we always do that when we're backing up websites. Why? Because sometimes the simple way, using a plugin, doesn't give us a file that we can use if the website fails. If there was an infection in the website, if there's a virus, backing up a website can get that virus to activate, and it's going to destroy your website and files, and you'll never be able to get back up and running again. So always do a manual backup first, and then the simpler automatic way. How to do a manual backup? Real quick. For that, you will need to log into your server or your hosting, whatever that may be. So it could be cPanel, or it could be whatever thing that you're using. Then you can do it through, if it's a Plesk, there's a backup option here. But my favorite way to do it is we're going to go to the files, and inside the files, going to select all of the stuff that's here, and then we're going to archive it. Add to archive. And then this is going to be backup 2023 9/25. Okay, so that's going to take a while. Again, I told you it's a slow process, and it's more complicated one, but it's important, because if this backup automatic backup plugin screws up with something, we're never going to be able to restore the files, and you've lost your website. So this process is important. Yeah, so we'll wait until it backs up through a manual process. Okay, at last we have it here. We're going to save it now. We're going to click on this, and then going to download it. While it's downloading, it's fairly large. You can see that it's 700 megabytes. We need to make sure that we are going to delete it. You do not want to have this file sitting on your server at all. So I'll start up the video once it's downloaded. Alright, we're going to delete this file. Important that you delete it. Never save this file on your because you basically oops, I clicked download again. remove. Yep. You do not want to have this file. It gives access to whoever wants to get at your files, the complete repository of all of your files. So now that you have it, the next step here is to go and back up the database, because you've got the files, but what about all of the data? The data is actually stored in the database. And then here it's a lot simpler. You can do a dump here, export dump. Then yeah, let's save it to HTTPS, which is the public repository. And then we're going to do this again. Really important that and then we download it. Really important that we go back to the website here, to the file manager. Where is it? Files. And then we delete this thing. Again, this is going to open up a bunch of security issues if you're going to leave this here. This needs to be removed, so we remove it. Now, this is a basic maintenance. If it's a high volume, high traffic website, we do not even let the stuff float around here. It would go into a protected directory on the root, so nobody would be able to access those files even for a split second. Okay, so now we are safe to basically click update buttons here. I'm going to go to plugins. By safe, I'm talking about relatively safe. Again, this is DIY. This is not exactly how we're doing it. And then we're going to click update right here and apply. Yeah, I just click update everything. It's going to just find the ones that actually require updating. And it's going to go through the list and go through updates, and you'll get updated successful. If there is a problem with a plugin, it will just give you an error that there's an issue that you'll need to resolve. If your website is terribly outdated, hasn't been updated for a while, it can crash the whole thing, and then your administrative panel will not work. And then you've just got files to try to somehow get the thing back up and running. Sometimes we can do it through files, sometimes not. If you have done this long update, backup process using the method that we've just shown you, it's going to make developers' job a lot easier to get the website back up and running. So yeah, we've done first step, that is updating the plugins. Now we're also going to go to the appearance themes. It's a good practice to update themes because even though that we're not using the theme, we don't want to have an outdated script floating around. Alright, WordPress update. Covered that. Regular backups, 3-month retention, we've done a backup. Plugin updates, we covered that. Core theme updates. So the core theme, I've got a process here set in place that updates it on a regular basis. So this is covered. Update Bootstrap. This takes a while, and I haven't updated Bootstrap for about 3 to 4 months now. So that will require a lot of time. We're not going to go into the details of updating Bootstrap, but Bootstrap basically goes through a bunch of revisions. So right now the Bootstrap is 2.02. A lot of things change. This is mobile responsiveness for the websites, and once we update the Bootstrap, we're going to be in line with the latest updates. But this will take about an hour to go through the whole thing and review the what's different between this Bootstrap and what's on the website. So not going to go through the Bootstrap updates because it's going to be a very lengthy process. We'll be sitting here for a very long time. Now the next one is the SSL certification. important. We need to get SSL certificate to be up to par. And I know that mine is almost running out. Let's get that updated together. So for SSL certification, you need to get into your hosting account, whatever that might be, GoDaddy. In this case, I'm using Ionos, and navigate over to your SSL certification information for your domain. It's very different from one account to another, so I'm not even going to go through the process of how I got here in my Ionos account, because GoDaddy will be completely different. So you might want to ask GoDaddy's help and support how to get here. Renew SSL certificate, because this thing is going to be expiring soon. And then it's going to be assigning for the same domain, certification wildcard, that's all good. Renew SSL certificate. Now we're going to download the private key. So that private key has been downloaded, and we're waiting for this thing to set up. I'll put this video on pause while I was doing that. Alright, so certificate has been assigned. It's all good. We have it right here. It has been issued. Okay, one thing that we want to get also is a certificate file. In the certificate window, we need to get the SSL certificate. So once we got the certificate file, we're going to go back to our WebBaker account. I'm just monitoring to see if we're still secured. We're still secured under the old certificate, and now we're going to actually remove the certification from our website. Just going to go here, and then we're going to unassign certificate, because we need to get rid of the old certificate. There we go, it's unassigned, so technically now we're not going to be able to get. Yeah, if you see something like this on your website, that means your SSL is out of date. They usually issue it for 1 year. We typically use Let's Encrypt SSL certificates, which need to be renewed on a monthly basis, and we have a process in place that does that automatically. For our main domain, we actually are using the paid version that we have. That's included in our certificate with Ionos. So we're using a bit of a better version, but there is no reason to use that if you don't have a specific reason to do that. We use it because we have it. Now we're going to need to upload our new certificate, and let's have a look. Yeah, we need to add the new certificate. So we're going to add certificate. Now we're going to call it something like 2024 certification WebAker. So it's very clear what it's for. United States, then just enter your information here. And then here's the files that we need to upload. That's the key file and the certificate file. Okay, then we're going to click the upload certificate button. That's going to add it into here, but you can see none of them are being used. We actually can kick this old certificate out, because we don't need it anymore. This one can also be removed. That's an old one. Go on, remove it. Okay, there we go. So we need to get this file. It's a PPM file, PEM file. Then we're going to go back to WebAker. Sorry, going back and forth a little bit here, but there's a method to this madness. Going to back to SSL TLS certificate, and then we're going to upload the PEM file, and that's this one right here. And there we go, we have just uploaded it. Let's have a look if that magic works. Yes, the magic worked. Now let's have a look if the connection is the correct. Certificate is valid. Let's have a look when it expires. October 10th, 2024. Excellent. So September 24th is when, basically yesterday, and October 10th, 2024. So this is going to be good. It's going to be good for quite some time. And we just want to double check if my.webbaker.com, which is our server access. I mean, you don't need to do this stuff. This is the this is for ourselves. Yeah, we need to reissue this one as well. I'll work on that one. Anyhow, you got it. That's how we do it. That's how we issue certifications. So SSL certification is updated. Again, Bootstrap is a lengthy one. SSL certificate, I was thinking, is going to take a bit quicker, but that's how long it usually takes. Update reCAPTCHA. reCAPTCHA, I'm not going to go through all of the nuances here because, again, this one is another lengthy process. On our website, if you go to webbaker.com, you'll see that we've got a bunch of contact forms. They're prime spots for the stuff to get compromised and for the website to be compromised and hijacked by hackers. So there's reCAPTCHA processes. A lot of them are proprietary to the way that we build websites. So we're not going to go into details on how we protect the forms, but we have a special process to protect the forms from hackers. Hackers are not usually people, they're just programs that are running throughout the internet looking for a compromised form that hasn't been updated for a while. And then they use the form to gain access to the file systems of the website. Update PHP version. Great, this is a great one. So we've done just manual updates to it. You can see that my website is out of date on PHP. This is really good because I wanted to show you what how important that it is to update the website's PHP scripts. When we're doing PHP revisions, it's a very lengthy process. This is where bulk of the money that you're spending, $150, goes to, is to update that PHP. And we have the backup, the manual backup I'm talking about, where we actually exported the files. And you know what? While I remember that, we actually forgot to do the plugin backup. Now it's not needed really because we had the manual. The manual is the key. If you have the manual backup, you don't have pretty much anything to worry about. But the automatic backup goes like this. You click a button, it backs it up. But this is sometimes, usually, is worthless when you have a serious problem with the website. There's hardly anything you can do with this thing once your website goes down. Anyhow, let's get back to PHP. So PHP update, that automatic backup will not help you because we're actually working on the actual script side of things. When we're going to update PHP on the server side, if there is a line of code on my website that's not compatible to this PHP script version, my website will fail. Everything will crash. And by clicking apply or OK, I'm actually going to probably destroy my own website right now. Let's go for it. So this is what you don't do. You don't click this button. Let's see if my website is down. Let's see if it's down. No, it's not down. Excellent. So the reason why it's not down is because luckily between those two PHP versions there has been not significant changes, and my website is down. There we go. See? I told you it's going to go down. I knew that there's going to be a place on the website somewhere where we have a PHP conflict, and it's in the domains and maintenance page that we have that PHP conflict. So what we'll be doing tomorrow, and this is not a simple task, we're going to go through line by line figuring out what's the difference between the two PHP versions and we're going to get that website up to speed on the latest PHP releases. If the PHP is out of date, it's prime target for it to be hacked. So I'm going to drop it back down. Hopefully it's going to work. Usually it does. If we drop the website back down to the older PHP version, it should restore itself. Yeah, there we go. So I'm pretty sure this form is out of date with PHP. So that's how we update PHP, and not just by clicking that button, because it will break the website. We have to go line by line, figure out what's wrong with it, and then rescript in it, and then upload in the new files, and then transferring over to a new PHP version. The whole process here, this is where most of your money goes to. Now, updating JavaScript and jQuery versions, in this case, it's not that critical. I kind of let it slip by on our website. It's just similar to PHP, and I'm not a pro in JavaScript. I have another developer on my team that does JA and JS, so we're going to let him work on that one. Again, fairly lengthy process. So besides all of this stuff that we just talked about, we also help publish 6 blog posts per month if you need help with that, and we also offer 1 hour of work time. Usually companies are billing $150, even $300 per hour to help with work on the website. We do it inclusive of the maintenance price. So this is a really great deal. I mean, this is a steal of a deal. In terms of website maintenance and the stuff that we're doing for that price point. So hopefully I have retained you for the website maintenance package of ours. We did professionally. If you're in a strain and you need to maintain website yourself, hopefully this, not a very quick tutorial, 20 minutes now, will give you a fairly solid foundation on how to do that yourself. At least you'll have a backup in place in case your website goes out of whack and you need to restore it. Now you know what you need to have to make sure that you can send it off to developer and they will have a good chance at restoring your website. Alright, so let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully we'll see you again under our maintenance plan or whatever the case may be. Thanks, take care, bye.